to share something with you. That might put me in a very negative light, yeah.
Relationships are not my forte.
See if someone grabbed up my wife or something, completely different ballgame.
I'll walk away from here, and this has been like a therapy session.
This is Umar Ahmed for IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. I'm joined by the head of Team TNT here in Dubai. Well, let's talk about the fight first. Obviously, a bit of a disaster today. Tommy Paul Bamba, that fight didn't happen. Luckily, you got a late replacement. And just talk to me about that whole chaos today.
Yeah, I mean, Paul Bamba decided to pull out, on 4 or 5 hours' notice. So at the end of the day, what can you do? If a man pulls out in you 4 or 5 hours before you fight, and you're being told you've only got this man or you're not going to fight, you've got to step up to the plate. And that's what I did tonight. I stepped up to the plate. I fought a man that no one would fight in my situation. I'm an 8-fight novice with 10 amateur fights. I've just jumped in there with a man who won a version of the world title 2 weeks ago. 15-1, 12 knockouts. Put on a good boxing display, 6 rounds in the bag, and I'm feeling good. At the end of the day, what can you do? It's been drama all today, but I've coped with it. It's another learning curve, another learning experience. But we moved, we had a good fight in there, and now we're on to the next.
Was there a period where you thought you wouldn't fight tonight, Tommy?
Yeah, definitely. There was a period for about an hour or so where, Paul Bamba was out, and I was like, well, what am I going to do? And now, it is what it is. You've got to step up to the plate. And in boxing, you are required to do that sometimes, and tonight was one of them times. And I just feel good. I feel good. I've got out there, I've had another run out, and I've come through it. So I feel good, feel very good.
Tommy, can you just make a statement on why there was 2 contracts? What's your understanding of that?
I can't comment on that because I never knew there was two contracts until obviously it all came out. I don't know what his contract said. I don't know why there was 2 contracts, but that's nothing to do with me. I'm not a lawyer. I'm just a fighter. I get my contract through. I get told the weight and I have to make it. And I made the weight that was in my contract on weighing day. So, everything else is out of my hands really. I'm just here and I'm doing what I'm being told. I made weight, no problem. My opponent's pulled out. All right, who's coming in? It's this guy. Okay, no problem, let's do it. I'm a very easy man to work with, and I hope everyone's seen that tonight, especially everyone who's worked on the show.
Was it literally like that fight was offered to you and straight away, just take it?
Yeah, straight away. There was no thinking, because if I hadn't took this fight tonight, I wouldn't have been fighting, and that was no option. I had to fight tonight, and I want to fight. I've been training for 8 weeks. And also, I've been training for 8 weeks to fight a southpaw, and now tonight I was fighting an orthodox man. It was very good. Nobody can say anything about my opponent tonight. He was up to scratch, and everybody knows that.
Tommy, there was, I have to say, boos in the crowd, and there was a feeling that perhaps you guys weren't putting your all into it. Do you want to just make a comment on that?
I mean, from my part, yes, we was putting our all into it at the end of the day. It was what it was. It was an exhibition bout because we couldn't get a proper bout sanctioned, and that's not my fault. So it's either not fight and not put on a show for the fans, or have an exhibition fight. That was my first exhibition. I mean, I don't do exhibitions, but like I said, we couldn't get a professional fight sanctioned in 2 hours. It's just not happening. So that's what I was told. So I went out there and we put on a good show for everybody, and that's what we did. So no matter what the boos are, I don't really pay attention to that. When I was walking out the arena, I got enough cheers, so that's all that matters.
Relief to get 6 rounds in?
Yeah, definitely. It feels good. It just feels good to be in the ring. Boxing to orders, and yeah, it felt good. Good crowd tonight. I'm in Dubai, and like I said, I feel like I've handled everything well this week. Because there's been a lot of hurdles to get over, but we've got over them. We're on the other side, and here we are.
So, just the last one on everything that went on today. Then we move on to Jake Paul. You said that you made weight. Obviously, there was a version of a contract that just came out to your understanding today where you didn't make weight. So, can you just clarify the weight that you had to make in the version of the contract that you had?
Yeah, my contract was 12 stone 12, and that's what I made. In fact, I was 12 stone 9 on the scales. I was under. I can't really speak too much on it because I'm just a fighter. That's why I have a great team behind me to handle all that sort of stuff for me. But as far as I'm concerned, I made weight, I did my job. He pulled out, we got a replacement in, and I put on a good display for the fans.
So you had people like Jake Paul, KSI, a lot of people on Twitter saying that is very unprofessional from yourself. So did that get to you? Did that annoy you?
Not really, because at the end of the day, whether I do something or whether I don't something, everyone's got an opinion anyway. I can't do any right. Someone's always got a bad opinion to say about Tommy Fury. But all I can do is keep training, keep weighing what I'm contracted to weigh, keep showing up on fight night, and keep getting in there. And that's all I'm doing. I'm only trying to please the fans. So at the end of the day, I don't know why they're giving me so much stick, because, I wanted to put on a show tonight for them. I could have easily got on a plane and gone home. but I wanted to get in the ring and fight a better man for the fans. You know, so I don't understand that everyone's going to have an opinion on me all the time, but at the end of the day, I'm happy, my team's happy, and that's all that matters.
So I mean, I know you away from the cameras, you're a very humble, nice, sort of normal guy. But it's the first time I've heard you talk about someone tonight where I could feel there's hatred inside you. You don't like the man in Jake Paul, and you were willing to jump out that ring and have a fight with him there and then. So what are your emotions towards Jake Paul?
Yeah, I don't like him. You know, at the start it was kind of like, oh, he's a big YouTuber, I've just come off Love Island, it'd be a massive fight. But, you know, as the month's gone down, I don't like this fella. I'm going to get in the ring with him, I'm going to break his face in. He's one man that I don't like, and that's not for the camera. There's no bullshit involved in that. This is genuine bad blood. I don't like him. And when he gets in that room with me, I'm going to rearrange his face. And he's seen that in my eyes tonight, and that's why he didn't want to get in the ring. Because we've seen fights, we all know boxing. Everyone jumps in the ring, does whatever, says a bit, but he didn't want to get in that ring tonight. And that says volumes to me.
What is it about Jake Paul that makes you speak like that, rearrange his face? What is it about him?
I just think the way, you know, the lack of disrespect, that he's got, and, you know, everything that he's got to say about everybody, you know, calling out Canelo, calling out these greats, you just got to sit back and, you know, you just got to, my blood boils when I see him, you know, and I'm going to do what everybody wants me to do and put an end to this man. Because Canelo ain't going to put an end to him, because Canelo's out of his league completely. Canelo ain't never going to fight him. All these other big professional fighters ain't going to fight him. I'm the man for him, and I'm going to shut him up for everyone around the world.
Just lastly, your dad said that him and Jake Paul shook on an agreement for February. How confident are you this gets over the line with Jake Paul for February?
I mean, fingers crossed, you know, it'll be my Christmas wish, you know, so we'll see. I mean, we've been in this position plenty of times, but at the end of the day, I've not even spoke to my dad yet. I've been busy, you know, doing interviews and whatnot straight after the fight, so me and my team will sit down, we'll go over things, and I'm sure we'll be able to come to an agreement on it.
Tommy Fury, thank you very much for your time here in Dubai. Hopefully that fight with Jake Paul does happen in February. But yeah, appreciate your time. We'll speak soon, all right?
Thank you.
Thank you, top man.
I'm going to share something with you that might put me in a very negative light, yeah.
Relationships are not my forte.
See if someone grabbed up my wife or something, completely different ballgame.
I'll walk away from it, and this has been like a therapy session.